Every single body is different. If something doesn't work for you, you can't get caught up in this idea of like, I'm broken. I have always had struggles with my weight for as long as I can remember, and probably as long as I will be alive. Growing up, I went through a period of disordered eating problems. The problem for me has always been that I don't see the results in the same way as when I did when I was starving myself. I feel like if I knew more about my genetics and how my body works, that would help me figure out how to just get my body in a place where I feel optimal. I think the scariest thing would be to do this and not really have anything change about me.
My name's Dr. Dan Reardon, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Fitness Genes. Fitness Genes is a genetic testing and interpretation company where we can predict how people should exercise and how people should eat, depending on what their goals are, but using their DNA as a framework to deliver this information. The best way to think about DNA is that DNA is like a recipe book and genes are like the recipes, and it's the recipes that code for proteins, and proteins essentially tell the body how to function.
Nothing gets more frustrating than to hear people constantly talking about your weight and people saying that you don't work hard enough, when I'm like, I dance like what, 4 to 5 times a week, like I eat healthy, you don't really know me. Part of me feels like maybe it's my genetics, maybe there's something in me that makes it difficult for me to lose weight.
It can often be a lot more difficult for females to lose body fat. When you start to understand the female's genetic information, you can then really tailor and guide and in fact empower the female to understand the things that are going to work for them, and therefore they can immediately disregard many of the fad diets that perhaps are promoted.
I definitely don't want this to be a journey that's all about weight loss. I think that there's so much to health than just weight loss. Thick Girl Nation, I'm all about it. Like, I still want to be thick, I just want to be healthy.
The first gene here is the FTO gene. This particular gene has a relationship to a hormone called ghrelin. When you eat, ghrelin levels go down, but then after you've eaten, ghrelin levels will gradually rise again and it will make you feel hungry. Now for some people, that can be a very long period of time. But for other people who have variations in the FTO gene, it's very quick, so they get hungry very quickly.
You know what's funny? I literally just had lunch maybe like 2 hours before this, and now I'm hungry.
Certainly, eating small, frequent meals through the day to try and control hunger will be an important one. The next piece to this is you actually carry a copy of the gene variation for the ApoA2 gene, which would actually imply that you probably have a degree of sensitivity to saturated fat.
So that means it sticks to me more.
Potentially.
And what foods have saturated fats?
Typically, foods that are high in saturated fats would be things like animal products, certain dairy type products, butter, coconut oil, things like that.
But I love coconut oil.
Well, I'm certainly not saying you can't have it,
Okay.
But it just means that we just need to think a little bit about the quantity that you might be consuming. Based on your clock gene, you're probably a night owl.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, that my genetics told you that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's wild.
It's also important because if you try and work out in the mornings, you're actually not going to get the types of benefits that you'd get from working out later in the day. We need to actually make sure that your workouts are later in the day. With Disha, we're probably going to be looking for around about 1,900 to 2,000 calories a day. Because of gene variations where we know that she does have issues switching from carbohydrate to fat metabolism, we're going to probably be looking at carbohydrates of around about 40%, with about 30% of the calories coming from fats and about 30% of the calories coming from protein. So in terms of workouts, Daisha is also somebody who probably responds very well to high volume training, but she has the added advantage of recovering well. And we're going to be giving Daisha about 30 seconds rest between the exercises. If we do something that's not sustainable, then we've failed.
Yeah.
Because that's typically what the diet world does. And this is all about using this information to kind of program your continued lifestyle change.
I'm all about working smarter and not harder than I have to. Here's my day 1 breakfast. 3 egg whites and 1 egg, a slice of Ezekiel bread, and some spinach. The way I was eating before this video, most people would be like, Daisha's like the healthiest person I know. And then the adjustments that Dan would make me make it was like, oh shit, like now we're being real deal healthy. My macros are 63 grams of fat, 142.5 grams of protein, and 190 grams of carbs every day to hit 1900 calories. I'm much more mindful of what I'm eating and how much I'm eating. Look at how much saturated fat is just in coconut cream. Oh my gosh. No wonder I ballooned. We did a hike together. We had to go up the Culver City stairs like multiple times, like not just once. Like getting up it once is like, yes. We just did our first walk up the steps. I'm dead, and we're gonna do it again. My lower half hurts so much. I really think it's about your mindset. So I went into this being like, I want change. This is something that I really, really want very badly. Like there has to be that moment of like intensity and discomfort and like that moment of, you don't know if you're gonna make it. You don't know if you can lift that thing up one last time in order to know that your body is actually going through a significant change. But it's hard. This morning I could barely walk. It is the beginning of week 2, and I'm actually going to Vegas today for the next 4 days for a BuzzFeed video shoot. And I didn't want to be tempted by all the bad, naughty things that are out in Vegas. So I literally meal prepped an entire week's worth of food. This whole bag is full of food. This whole bag is full of food. And it's all just so that I won't be tempted to cheat. I'm bringing my measuring cups. Like, this is getting serious. I had to get up really early a lot of the days that I was traveling. I had energy that I don't really feel like I've ever had before. If I would have to get up really early for shoots, I got up around like 6:45 today. I honestly, like my eyes would just be like dragging to the floor. Not only was I doing shoots, but they were like food related shoots, which was definitely a challenge. Oh my fucking God, cookies are my weakness. And Brent has the audacity to get a cookie in front of me. It just kind of holds you accountable. I think that that's a piece that I was missing before I did this.
We're at the end of the Vegas trip, and I feel like I did okay, right? I think you did great.
It was insane. The amount of free, delicious food that was pushed in front of her face that she denied was crazy. I can't even explain.
Man.
She went to the city of sin and committed 0 sins.
I definitely think that I'm hitting my mental roadblock where I just want to be like, fuck off. I just mentally feel like this is just a lot. I don't want to say I don't have it in me to finish because I've come too far. This is something that I've always wanted, and here is someone who's investing so much time and energy into me.
Good job, Daisha. Ran the entire way down Union Canyon. Very impressive. Oh, go, 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 go. Come on, get to the end. Get to the end. Come on, Daisha. Get to the end.
I was really lucky to have friends that were invested in seeing me do my best and being willing to work out with me and push me. I'm testing my limits. Made it to the top. Woo! There's a week left, so I'm really challenging myself this week. Like, I'm being super clean. We're working out every single day. I would say the biggest muscle that I've flexed in this whole experience is my brain.
Right, with your arms, come on. Come on.
And just pushing myself to those limits, like to that point where I'm just like, where I literally just want to scream, like, I can't fucking do this. And then like doing it. I'm not gonna quit. And like, as long as you keep going and you just don't stop, it doesn't matter if you're last or not, it just matters if you finish.
First of all, congratulations for this last 30 days. You've absolutely killed it in terms of the numbers. So, your starting weight was 192 pounds, and your weight today, 181 pounds.
Oh my God.
So that's an 11 pound loss.
Oh my God.
That is amazing, outstanding, but it gets better.
Okay.
It gets better. Now, you did have 79 pounds of body fat, and you now have 71 pounds of body fat.
Oh my God.
So you've lost 8 pounds of body fat.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is a huge result.
I'm so proud of the numbers, but
Incredible.
honestly, like, I feel like such a different person, so that's like icing on the cake.
Absolutely.
I can't believe it. I think I was honestly just surprised because nothing has ever worked for me in the past. It's really amazing that I lost 11 pounds and I'm so proud of myself, but it wasn't necessarily about the numbers for me. This experience brought to me a lot of things that I've always been looking for and I've never been able to find. I feel like a new person on the inside, and I think that's really important to me.
You've showed the results that you can get when you do things right,
Yeah.
based on your Fitness Genes results. Now we've just got to apply it the next 30, the next 60, the next
Yeah.
90 days and just keep it going. So I'm proud of you. Amazing.
Oh my God.
Good job.
Oh my God. I can't believe I did it.
Yeah!
I feel like we live in a culture where everyone's trying to tell you what's healthy or not, and like this gives you the peace of mind of knowing like, no, like I know what's healthy for me. This is only the beginning. I just want to be a strong, thick chick, okay? Like I just want to be like Wonder Womaning everyone.